And here we are. You found us. I thought I would just play a repeat for Thanksgiving, but I said no because then it wouldn't be like actually being there on the day. And the day is Thanksgiving, and this is Thanksgiving, and I wanted to do something for all one or two of you out there who may follow us. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern. This is Emil Amok's Takeout. I'm your host, Emil Amok, the aforementioned Emil Amok to you, Emil Guillermo. This is my takeout, my Emil Amok's Takeout. I had to do it. I had to do it today because they're showing dogs on TV that are pornographic. Can you imagine that? I saw the dog show, and the dog show was porn. Did you see that French poodle? Or I think it was an American poodle. Okay, it wasn't French. It was an American, but they poodled her up, and man, the the poodle looked more attractive than the handler. Not that that was, not the standard, but the way they shaved the poodle was pornographic. They made it look like a woman's hindquarters, and I swear there's got to be a few guys. I mean, it's not just me. I know it's not just me who looked at that dog and said, "Man, that's a hot dog. That is a hot dog." She was. I mean, they had her all like frou-frued up, and it was disgusting. I'm never watching that again. I'm never feeding my dog Purina Jog Chow. It was disgusting, and I said we got to do something about those pornographic dog shows. Anyway, I'm going to talk about Thanksgiving stuff today. Forget the news. We know what the news is about. Donald Trump is lying about something and making claims, exaggerated claims, because it's all part of the bluster party. I mean, is he really going to raise tariffs 25%? And now we got to fear that guacamole and avocado toast is going to cost 25% more. And those of you out there who only voted for him because you wanted the prices of avocados, guac, and avocado toast, you wanted the prices, you know, inflation free. I know that's why you voted for Trump. And I'm with you. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Hey, Trump, the greatest, the greatest. He's the greatest. Both people, good people on both sides. I'm playing that game now. I'm playing the good people on Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, I'm playing the good people on both sides. Let's try to get along and create a country that we can be thankful for. Because right now, I don't know, is anyone thankful for this country that we have? Where all the politicians, I mean, this is the thing about when all the analysis about the politics, we're more alike now than ever before. The Democrats and everyone. I mean, if you talk to people honestly who cover politics, they'll say, "Well, it is kind of Tweedledee, Tweedledum," but Trump made it Tweedledee and Tweedledummer, and made the differences obvious. But frankly, now the way that people have split off, the voters have split off, and the blues became red, and some red became blue. Not as many, but more blues became red. Surprising, some of that AP survey stuff that shows where the reds came from blue, they were former blue voters, like Massachusetts. I mean, they were that was the state where you saw McGovern, lose in a landslide to Nixon. That's a passive voice, and I should say that's where Nixon beat McGovern by a landslide. But anyway, there was a lot more reds coming from blues in Massachusetts, according to the AP analysis. None from California. California was good. California was good. But anyway, I'm not going to try to talk too much about politics because the basic political lead today is Trump is making claims that, oh yeah, isn't it great? Mexico has agreed to essentially close the border, close this. I won, declaring victory before he's even in office, right? I mean, that's a Trump trait because Trump is going to claim everything that happens now He's not even president. He's going to claim the ceasefire. He's going to claim whatever happens good in Ukraine. He's going to claim everything and say it's all Trump. It was me, of course. I did it all. I'm so powerful. I'm not even in office, and I'm that powerful. And that's the mark of a ruthless game player. That's Donald Trump. And I think that's why a lot of people who sort of have half an eye open, paying attention to politics, if that much, that's why they went with Trump. They said, oh, why not? Especially the Joe Rogan folks. If you're a Joe Rogan type and said, he came and talked to her. They came and talked to us. They didn't talk to Kamala, didn't come talk to us, or Kamala didn't come talk to us. And that's still an issue amongst, people who are Kamala supporters, that how'd you blow it? How'd you blow it so much? Or how'd you blow it so well? $1.5 billion in 15 weeks. I mean, how did you do that? How? People are still scratching their heads. But she's done the right thing. She was serving food at a place for the hungry and the homeless in DC. Here in the Central Valley, St. Mary's Kitchen had 1,000 people reportedly going through for food. So if you were in service to your community, great. That's something to be thankful for. All of us can be thankful for that. Like I said, the only real news is that Trump is saying, the president of Mexico has said, oh, we're going to, Trump is claiming that she has offered to close the borders at his suggestion. And isn't that great? I'm Trump. I did this. The president of Mexico has come out with her own social media statement saying, what are you talking about? I did no such thing. So more Trump gamesmanship, games playing. And so I thought I'd come on because, all right, that's all the news. And then there's all the stuff on TV, right? Like the parade and the football game, the first football game that, oh my God, the Detroit Lions should have lost. They should not be 11-1. And you may not think that's a big deal, but, the Detroit Lions were always like the garbage team of the NFL the last few years. No, not so good. They got Jared Goff from the Rams. They traded Matthew Stafford, and Goff, who was like an up-and-comer from Northern California, and looked like he was going to be kingpin quarterback for years to come. He gets traded to a losing team. It looks bad for him. And he's made, chicken salad out of chicken, what? And he's like, he was 10-1 going into this game. They love him in Detroit. He's resurrected that team. He looked like, this is why you got to watch a full 4 quarters, because the first half, the Lions looked like they were going to slaughter the Bears. The Bears had the ball like maybe 10 plays the entire first half. I went away and did something else. The second half, the Bears were coming back, and Caleb Williams, the USC guy, looks like he was going to do well. They're come down. They're within 3 points, fourth quarter, and they looked like they were going to score a touchdown or a tying field goal. They have 30 seconds left. They got to just get in the field goal range, call a timeout, and they lose track of time, and the game expires. Oh my God, this is worse than a comedian getting the light to go, hey, you're 5 minutes up, get out. This is, I don't know. I don't know how that coach in Chicago keeps his job after today, because it was the game, the holiday premier game. They should have won. They should have toppled the Lions, big rival, and it would have been a great boost for the Bears, because the Bears played fantastically the second half. And now they're losers, and they didn't get to eat those turkey legs on national television like the Detroit Lions, which is a sad thing. And so let me get my swisher out there. Sad thing. Sad thing. Uh, the other thing that was on, of course, was the parade, and a couple of things I want to mention about the parade, and that is, I don't know, um, Leah Salonga. Since this is subtitled "What Does an Asian American Think?" WDAAAT. What does an Asian? Well, I'm always looking out for Asian Americans. Leah Salonga was born in the Philippines. I guess she's officially immigrated. I don't know if she's given up her citizenship to the Philippines, but she's a major star, right? She's a legend in Broadway because of Miss Saigon and other things. Now she's singing with Sesame Street, and they they had her up on a float, and she's singing. She's under the umbrella. It's raining, and they kept talking about Leia Salonga, and the cameras were on a girl who was singing the opening lyrics of the song, who is like part of the chorus. And it was sad because people think, oh, Leia Salonga is like an 18-year-old girl. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. And then finally they get it to Leia Salonga. She's this middle-aged, well, she's a still, very, attractive woman, Filipina, star, underneath an umbrella singing on a float, a Sesame Street song. I forget the song, but it's you'll know it if you heard it. But she's now fronting for Sesame Street, and I'm thinking, God, I wonder if her agent got on the phone and said, "Get her on screen, put her name up, Leia Salonga." Anyway, I'm sure someone got some note or memo saying, "Hey, what? Tell the director to show Leia Salonga." Anyway, so that happened there. And then Snoopy, a friend of mine, is in New York. She sent me a note saying she's up in the Upper West Side and said, I haven't seen the Snoopy float yet. And because they were setting up last night, but there it was. There was a Snoopy float. Snoopy is the longest running balloon in the Macy's Day Parade. How's that? Longest run. How would you like that to be your showbiz legend? Oh, Emil, longest running balloon in the Macy's Day Parade. I mean, that's not bad, right? That's not. Got out of the insurance business. Said no more MetLife. Now he's just doing the parade. That's Snoopy. He's got Woodstock there. No more Vince Giraldi tunes carrying the load. And I like Snoopy because Snoopy and the whole Charles Schultz gang, right? They're Northern California guys, gals, include Lucy, Peppermint Patty. Yeah, they're part of they're from Santa Rosa, right? Charles Schultz. He made millions, tens of millions of dollars on those cartoons. Peanuts, the comic strip. Now, Snoopy, the longest running balloon in showbiz history. Amazing. Amazing. Couple things, couple other things about the parade. Then there was a thing. I don't know all the characters. Clearly, I don't know all the characters. There's one that looked like a big, long. It looked like the male member of, like, Shaquille O'Neal coming down. I couldn't believe it. I was like, had the sound down, and I was doing something else. I said, why is that so pornographic? What did they do to the Macy's Day? It turns out it was the arm of a panda. But I swear, if you look at it, I mean, from where I was sitting, it looked like, what are they? Am I watching the X-rated Macy's Day Parade? Macy's Day Parade. So then they said, people in the room said, "Oh, Neil, that's a panda. That's a panda." Oh, okay, okay. And then the Rockettes came, and they're always good. And I'm always, because this is WDAAAT. What does an Asian American think? And I'm saying, where are the Asian Rockettes? Are they in the shorter Rockettes, the Rocks? No, then there was a South Asian gal, and then we had to stop the TV and say, "Oh, she's South Asian, South Asian." And so that was interesting to watch the Rockettes. And I really forgot that they were still at it. But I know there were some black Rockettes. I didn't see any like Chinese Rockettes, although there were some Asian, like East Asian type, because you could tell. Well, I wasn't sure, but it could have been my television. But certainly a South Asian. There was a South Asian Rockette, and I remember stories about the diversity of the Rockettes because I think I may have done some research on a story or a column I did, and it's a big deal to be a Rockette. Anyway, fun to see the Rockettes, even though it was in the rain. Did I mention it was the rain? It was raining down there in New York. I have a daughter who lives on the street that Macy's is on. Well, she's on the east side, they're on the west side. And I think she just avoided the crowds. But, I always thought, look, when it comes to the Macy's Day Parade and Macy's in general, I think of one thing. The time in the 70s when I went to New York, and, or actually, it was after I graduated from college in Boston. I take my parents and my family on a trip down to New York City, and of course they want to see Macy's, and so we go to Macy's on 34th, Herald Square, and my mother gets mugged. Yeah, some kids, some hoodlums come by, take my mom's purse. They stole her perfume. I mean, and that was the only thing she cared about. Oh, they took my Oscar de la Renta. Okay, mom. I mean, that was the only expensive thing she liked. She, if you know Filipino ladies, they love their perfume. My Oscar. They took my Oscar. That's all right, mom. That's all right. That's all right. But my mom wasn't hurt. My mom wasn't hurt. But man, traumatic. Traumatic. Anyway, I never forgot that about Macy's, 34th Street, and all that. But I'm watching today. It was. I'm thinking about what's going to happen to me. That was in the 70s, right? And here we are, 2024, the 98th parade, and I'm wondering what's going to happen to Macy's. Macy's is terrible news financially. Their stock, right? Everyone's going to Walmart. Walmart stocks are going up. No one cares about Target, right? It's like Dayton Hudson. It's Walmart. They're dumping DEI. They're on a hot trend. But Macy's had a scandal this week. Something about their books. And I'm thinking, yes, by the time we get to the 100th Macy's Day Parade, it'll be welcome to the 100th year of the annual Thanksgiving Day Parade, brought to you by Amazon.com. It's coming. It's coming. And, they'll encourage, there are more people actually watch the thing on television than, in the city. I mean, they make it look like, oh, there's a lot of people lined up on the streets, but, more people are watching it at home, right, on television. So it makes sense that Amazon takes over and says, yeah, welcome to the Macy's Day. No, formerly the Macy's legacy extended by the next generation retail, Amazon.com. The Prime Thanksgiving Day Parade. They'll put it on prime time. Or the Prime Thanksgiving Day Parade. But I just kind of sad. I said 98th annual parade, and maybe they'll have a 99th. Maybe the 100th they'll be bought out by welcome to the Rakuten.com parade. It's coming. Welcome to the Wayfair parade. I mean, when was the last time you've been to a Macy's? I mean, I'd like to say not since my mother got mugged, but I actually went to a Macy's maybe before COVID. That's not good for Macy's. But of course, the big thing is you want to see Santa, right? And you want to see the turkey. Well, the turkey you see first. And, the the turkey. Well, let's talk about Santa first. First of all, they showed Mrs. Claus, and Mrs. Claus is a person of color. That's right. I forget her name. I'll get her name later in the notes, but she looked to be a Latina, a Latinx woman, right? And I'm thinking, oh, this is Claus. This is a mixed marriage. They couldn't have had this in the 1920s. I mean, we're going back 100 years. They wouldn't have had this in the 1930s, 1920s. And Santa is white. He's like waving because he had a good time with Mrs. Claus. You know that. You know, you had to. And he looks slimmer because Mrs. Claus probably told him to get on the Ozempic. Because, you know, if you're going to show off Mrs. Claus and she's hot, Santa can't be fat and jolly. He can be jolly, but he's got to be a little skinnier if Mrs. Claus is going to be jolly too, right? So these are just things that I noticed. Things that I noticed about the Thanksgiving Day parade. I was just shocked when they said, we're showing Mrs. Claus today. Oh, Mrs. Claus. Yeah, Mrs. Claus. And there's Santa waving. And once you see Santa, that's it. Parade's done, right? Starts with Santa or ends with Santa. You're done. Go eat. Go eat, my friends. But it always begins with a turkey. And that is how I'll wrap up my comments on the parade, because the turkey is, people are eating the turkey. I mean, there's the turkey is like looking alive and it's a balloon, and isn't it wonderful? And people are, we've murdered the turkey and we're eating the turkey, and it's, like 40, 50 million in the US alone. It's kind of obscene. And we're celebrating this. I've been saying this in the lead up to Thanksgiving, but if you are having a turkey, there's still time to run out. If you're in Hawaii, maybe you're in parts of the West Coast, there's still some stores. There's still time to get that roast, that vegan roast. There's a lot of brands out there. I like, there's Beyond Impossible. There's, Field Roast. There are all these brands out there now. You still have time to have a good vegan meal with all the trimmings, right? It's turkey and the trimmings. You can have the holiday trimmings and all that can be vegan. But you got to spare the turkey. Joe Biden pardoned the turkey symbolically, but that's kind of fake. You pardon the turkey, then we kill and eat 40 million or so. And, Joe Biden's going out and feeding turkey and eating turkey himself. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. We need to go vegan. And if we go vegan, we can also avoid going Ozempic and Wegovy, because we know that the active ingredient that makes you lose weight in Wegovy and Ozempic is present in other foods, like blueberries. I have more blueberry pie. That blueberry cheesecake. Get vegan cheesecake. So what are the Guillermos doing? The Guillermos are having a vegan meal, of course. Vegan meal. A vegan roast from this place in Berkeley. So it's a woke meal. Got it from Berkeley. Woke meal. From the appetizer to the stuffing. Oh, we're making the appetizers and stuff. The salads and the sides and the gravy, the vegan gravy, but the stuffing from this place in Berkeley, and the dessert from this place in Berkeley. It's great. I mean, they're not advertisers. I'm just saying that there's great vegan places in Berkeley, and their vegan cheesecake is something. So anyway, so you can have a moral, safe, clean vegan meal and be good to the animals and be good to yourself. And remember, if you go vegan, you're doing more to help the environment than people who drive electric cars. I mean, that's the truth. It's cheaper too to go vegan than to buy an electric car. That I know. That I know for sure. Um, by the way, there was an ad for that VW bus. Do you see that? The ID something, the ID Buzz. Looks like it's fun, but it only goes like 200 miles, and then you got to park it outside the Motel 6. Well, it cranks up again. I don't know. They got to improve the battery life, because if you're doing any long range travel, I mean, hybrid seems like the most sound way to go for now, but they're going all electric, plug in. Anyway, so there was the turkey on the Thanksgiving Day parade, right? You see the turkey, and I'm just like shaking my head saying, wow. Starts with a turkey, ends with Santa. There's the turkey, and the turkey becomes like the what do they call it? The Grand Marshal. The balloon sits there at the front of Macy's as everyone passes by. And I'm thinking, wow, something's wrong. I mean, if you're going to make, before you die, Mr. Turkey, before you get eaten up tonight, you can be the Grand Marshal and pass judgment on all these great acts that go by. It just didn't seem right. It didn't seem right. Now, a vegan parade, I would imagine, would start with a float featuring a giant brick of tofu. And then you would have at least 3 floats, because you'd have firm, extra firm, and soft, right? You get soft. I think that's what they call it. Soft tofu, soft, firm, extra firm. Just marching down, or like a balloon floating up and people holding it up with their props. Couple of marching bands, couple of bricks of tofu. There. And then Santa comes and people say, go eat now. Meal's on. Meal's on. So I was watching the parade, taking notes. So yeah, that's a parade. Then watch the dog show and that pornographic poodle. Oh man. I said, I mean, it makes people want to watch the reruns, because they rerun that dog show over and over during the holidays. Oh, let's put it on the poodle. Let's get the poodle. I don't know, the poodle. And then what else? And then the football game. And now here's one of the good things about the vegan meal. Basically, all you're doing is heating it. I mean, it already comes made. Uh-oh, I'm frozen. I'm frozen. How dare I freeze? How dare I freeze? But I'm frozen. Let me see if I do this, if this helps. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, being frozen means it's probably time to go. So look, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know I had a good time last night at the Deaf Puppy Comedy Club in Manteca. A lot of people there. I mean, it was like 100. Oh, I can't say that. There might have been there was no fire. There may have been a fire marshal. No, there was no fire marshal. It was a good crowd. It was a good crowd at the Deaf Puppy. It's a good place. I had a nice set, and you should check it out. I'm there usually on Wednesdays, but it's a fun place to get comedy, to eat food. They don't have enough vegan food, but it's called the Deaf Puppy. It's called the Deaf Puppy. So they're kind animals. All right, I'm frozen. I'm frozen. Wait, hold on. Let me do this. No, it's not letting me unfreeze. not letting me unfreeze. So I'm going to just say goodbye. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing this because, we didn't really think to invite Emil to our home because, he's so annoying. But maybe we just turn him on this YouTube thing or wherever this is. It would be fun. And so I mean this sincerely. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm really grateful to everyone who stops by and listens, and to people who listen on a regular day and a holiday. I enjoy doing these things because, as a career broadcaster, we are used to working on the holidays. And what does that mean? That means like doing a little story on television, going live, or playing records if you're in a radio station, reading some news copy. It's just out there serving the public. Anyway, have a great holiday. Be thankful, be kind. Read my column on patreon.com/Emil Amok. Also on substack.com substack.com @Emil Amok and patreon.com/Emil Amok. Oh, it's @Emil Amok at Substack. And it's just Emil Amok at patreon.com. Anyway, check it out. Back again on Friday. I'll tell you what I'm doing on Friday. But happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I mean it. I mean it. And here's our close. Our close is, hold on. We got back going again. Well, I don't know how much of it you missed or how much you got, but the reason I do this is because, as I was saying, when you're a career broadcaster, you just go on the holidays. You do your story, you cover the fire, you cover whatever, and you just do it. And without complaint, you work the holidays, and then you go into the television break room and you eat the turkey dinner that they give you for working double overtime. But I hope you had or are having a good holiday meal. Hope it's mostly vegan. Hope you have some vegan stuff. So if I was there, I could eat something. But I'm thinking of you. Thank you very much for being a regular listener to this. And we'll see you again soon. We like to close with a little meditation. Not laughter. For laughter yoga, you're going to have to go to patreon.com. Patreon.com/Emil Amok for my intentional laughter. But I leave you with a little meditation. Sharon Salzberg likes to say that to be mindful means you don't punch that guy in the face. So we're being mindful, all of us, we're being mindful about everything. It's important. Want to maintain that sense of community. So, as I wish for me, I wish for you. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Emil Guillermo here. Emil Amok to you. Till next time, happy Thanksgiving and Mahal